So today we're going to start a new series, answering Reddit posts. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's move on. Let's read the post together, shall we? Legit thinking about opening up my ABDL side publicly. So this is a continuation of the post I made last night about hiding my ABDL side. So if you want a little more context, go check out that post first, which I didn't, but that's just me. So I've legit been thinking about opening up my ABDL side to my in real life friends and family. Part of me wants to be more open about who I am as a person, and I feel like this would be the best way to do it. However, there is also part of me that knows opening up my ABDL side to the public will be like opening up Pandora's box, because I will have no idea what the outcome will be if I decide to commit to it. What if everyone sees me as a freak after? What if they all shun me away and I just get left alone forever? What if I lose my job because my workplace doesn't want to deal with knowing that they have one of their coworkers that is like this all the time? It's all those questions and more that prevent me from doing this. But there is also the question of how will you know unless you try? What do you guys think? Do you think I should do it, not do it, or why do you feel this way? I'd really like opinions from all sides. Thank you. I've told you about my coming out as ABDL in a previous video. I suggest you go watch it because, well, it helps me. In a nutshell, my reasons for coming out as ABDL was this. People, whether it be friendship or romantic, either get all of me or none of me because I really don't give a shit. There is no middle ground, and in turn, I will accept them. The good, the bad, the ugly. Now, mind you, I don't go out of my way to make them feel uncomfortable, lazing around in a diaper and a t-shirt when they come over to visit and so forth. I don't go out of my way to make them feel uncomfortable. They know I wear diapers and I enjoy it. But if me being ABDL makes them feel uncomfortable, well, that's a them problem. Coming out as ABDL doesn't mean that you have to go into extreme detail. I like getting into a diaper and having a guy come over and fuck me 10 ways from Sunday. You are ABDL or DL. You find wearing a diaper or going into little space very relaxing. It's like them coming home from a really hard and stressful day at work. They come home, they change, they pour themselves a cup of hot tea, they grab a book, they sit on the couch and all curled up on the couch and read a book. Is very relaxing for some people. And you may find a lot of stress relief from wearing a diaper and going into little space. Because as you know, hiding being ABDL can be very emotionally and very mentally draining. Always being concerned someone's gonna find out. Hoping you hid your diaper stash well enough to where somebody can't see it or find it. You can add your own nightmare in. Also, being honest about who you are to yourself as well as others can start to build trust. If you're in a relationship and say about 6 months later you decide to come out as ABDL or DL, well, it's gonna be kind of a crapshoot on how they respond. Maybe they'll be fine with it. Maybe they'll think to themselves, wait a minute, if this person didn't tell me this part about their life, then what else did they not tell me about? Are they an axe murderer or something? Before I go on a date, they know about me. They know I'm ABDL. I don't hide it. I let them know right up front. Some have decided they didn't want to go out on a date because of that. Some said, hey, why not? Give it a try and stuff. And some are very surprised when I show up in just regular, everyday clothes, and they're like, wait a minute. I thought you said you were ABDL. Well, I am. ABDL is a headspace, not a look. But either way, it's okay. And most of the times, we end up not continuing dating or anything because we just find out that we're not compatible. And again, that's perfectly fine. If we're not compatible, that's fine and stuff. But I don't go on the date without them knowing first. Also, coming out as ABDL can be very much a self-confidence builder. They say the best way to deal with fear is to face that fear And there's certain fears that I'm not going to face. My fear of cockroaches and bugs such as that nature, that's a fear I will not face. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. And as I said at the beginning, nobody says you have to go into detail about it. When I came out as ABDL, it's like the world was lifted off my shoulders. It felt more free, more relaxed, less stressed. Remember, this is your life. You get to decide how you live it. Nobody else gets to decide for you. It's your life to live. Now, let's talk about some of the cons that go with coming out as ABDL to friends and family and such. Just always remember that ABDL is not widely understood and can be met with severe judgment. But look at it this way. You're going to be judged no matter what you do. From the moment you walk out your door to the moment you come back in your door, you're going to be judged. Though people are like, oh, no, that doesn't happen. Oh, you get judged from time you wake up till the time you go back to bed. And then somebody's still going to judge the way you're sleeping. So you're going to be judged no matter what. So don't let judgment steer you away. And, of course, OP mentioned losing their job. Well, first of all, are you planning on living out your ABDL fantasies at work? I am totally and completely out as ABDL, but work is work. I show up, I do my job. When I'm off, that's when I have personal life, but I don't bring my life into work with me. I leave it at the door, go in, do the job I'm being paid to do, and then after that, it's my life. So pretty much, I don't talk about ABDL or anything personal in my life at work. There is a place and a time. And if they find out that you're ABDL and try to fire you, well, I see a wrongful termination lawsuit coming their way. This isn't the 50s anymore. An employer can't see you at a restaurant and not like the way you acted at the restaurant, and the next day you go in and they fire you for something you did. Just can't fire you for something that you did outside of work. They're not paying you, so how can they fire you if they're not paying you? Remember, work is work, personal is personal. Personal lives shouldn't be brought into work. Yes, you may lose some friends and possibly some family members from it. Life is full of risks. It's a very risky business, but it's one that you have to make a decision for yourself. Can you live without those friends? Because as far as I'm concerned, if your friends can't accept you for who you are, they're not really your friends to begin with. I dislike those that say, we're friends, as long as you have the same beliefs, the same interests as I do. In friendship, you should have differences of interest, because that's how you grow. When people look for relationships, they look for friendships and so forth, they're always looking for somebody that has the same interests as them, so they have more in common. Well, you don't want somebody who has the same interests as you. Yeah, you want some interest, but not very many interests, because you can grow from having new experiences and new interest brought to you by this other person. But if you just go with your interests, you're never going to grow. You're going to be stagnant. So just be ready to lose some friends, because I guarantee you're going to lose some friends if you come out. Family. Yes, family is very important, but sometimes family can overstep their boundaries. I have a friend of mine who his family has not spoken to him for over 10 years. He's tried to call, he's tried to go over to their home, knowing good and damn well they're home, because he can see them through the curtain in the living room window, a little crack that's usually between curtains. He can see that they're home, but they just won't answer the door. Now, why is it that he hasn't talked to him for 10 years and they refuse to talk to him? And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, he's gay, or he's ABDL, or a drug dealer, or an ex-inmate or something. No, it's because the family's Republican and he's Democrat. That's why they won't talk to him. I know it's kind of silly, but there it is. That's the world we live in, is people's political views can cause them not to want to associate with people. It's just insane. I personally don't believe that I have a loyalty to my family just because I was born into that family. I respect my parents and I respect my siblings because, well, they are family. When it comes to my life, again, they either get all of me or none of me. It holds true to family as well. If you come out as ABDL to family and friends and they decide to walk away, hey, that's their choice. That's a choice they've made. And it's a choice they will have to live with. As long as you're being true to yourself, it doesn't matter. So as we've said before, be prepared to possibly lose some family members as well. But always remember, if you lose people within your birth family, you always have your family here in the ABDL community that you can lean on. So let's talk about coming out. Start off small and gauge reactions. Find a friend or a family member that you trust, one that appears to be somewhat open-minded. Observe their reaction. And always remember, keep in the back of your mind that if you come out to one, you may come out to everybody, because some people have what they call a flibber to gibber. They love to talk and they can't hold a secret to save their damn life. Talk to that first person about boundaries. Talk to them about what ABDL is and what it isn't, what it means to you, and that you're not going to intentionally make them feel uncomfortable. You're not going to make them witness you in this shenanigans and so forth. You're just going to be who you are. If it's a sexual thing, don't go into detail. In fact, I wouldn't even mention any sexual aspects of it whatsoever. Just say that it's relaxing, stress relieving for you, and just go with that. Don't give away the store. Don't go into details, because nobody wants to hear the details. If they have questions, answer them honestly. Don't answer them what you think they want to hear. Answer them honestly. These are the questions, these are the answers. Refer them to videos. There's a cheap promo for my videos. But remember, no matter how you present it, there is still the chance of them walking away. And that is perfectly fine. Let them walk away. Don't go after them with a vengeance. Them sitting there in their room waiting for you to come in with a butcher knife or something. Just let them walk away. Let them absorb it and move on. Now, Reddit gave some really good advice, and then it gave some really horrible advice. Take what you need and throw the rest away. It's your life. You have to live it. If you feel coming out will make your life better, then do it. You owe nobody. You don't owe me. You don't owe Reddit. You don't owe online or anybody an explanation as to why it would make your life better. That is you. It's for you and you only. That's my 2 cents on it. So remember, like, subscribe, and until the next time, stay little, stay happy.